Good evening, everyone, and welcome out to Speed Racing Network, where we present the Queen City 125. This is the playoff round of 11, week number 2. My name is Sean Griffith. I am here with Jake Rowell. Jake, how's it going tonight, man?
Doing well, Sean. Doing well. Excited for this race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight for the Truck Series. It's going to be the second race of round 2. It's going to set things up rolling into that final cutoff race next week. So it's go time for a lot of these drivers trying to solidify themselves in that top 5. Trying to pull away from the cut line. And also, you got drivers on the outside trying to get themselves in that point. So it's going to be a great night tonight, Sean.
Man, I love coming here to Charlotte because it's just a driver's track where, you can get some good green flag racing. You can really watch as those tires fade off. You can really do some pit strategy. I mean, there's all sorts of great stuff here at the home of NASCAR.
Oh, you've got that absolutely right. It's like you said. It's a driver's track with how much tire wear and things like that come into play. So it's not just kind of one of those tracks where you smash the gas and go. So it's it's going to be the guys that are very experienced in it and know what they're doing lap after lap to keep themselves fast on a long run if it plays out that way, as well as if this thing does come out to a late yellow or green white checker thing like that. You got to have that really quick short run speed to capitalize on that.
And not only that, but we've got the whole playoff implications as well. So all these things are going to play into factors here tonight. And so everybody keep your eyes open because get ready. This is going to be a fun night. So let's talk about this truck series. So basically we go for 20 weeks. This is, of course, week number 18 of 20. So we are just roaring towards that final race. Fixed setups here, 2 fast repairs, $5 a week to get in, but look at that first place prize, $300, Jake.
Oh, you know me, Sean. It's all about money, right? It's why we're here in the league. Trying to earn those prizes as well as just finishing up front, things like that. So the fact that you can win $300 in the truck series when it's only a $5 entry fee per week, that's a good return for yourself, especially if you put yourself on a good team where you get another $100 for the team championship. I mean, that's quite a bit of money to come out on a Wednesday night and be racing on iRacing to make a little extra cash in your pocket.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about the cash here in a few minutes, but every week we have this segment called Matching Wits with Gerwitz, and this week Gerwitz was able to sit down with Byron MacDonald, who was one of our broadcast partners for a little while. And now he's one of our playoff drivers out here in the Truck Series. So let's hear what Byron MacDonald's got to say.
We have another week here, guys. We have 3 weeks left in the season, and this week we're doing number 23, Byron MacDonald of Rev'd Racing. How are you, Byron?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Just another day, trying to survive the heat wave.
Yeah, we're surviving the rain from COTA. It's all hitting us right now, so I know the feeling.
And speaking of COTA, it was a wild race last week.
Yeah, man. I came into it, won the top 10, came away with a 9th place finish. We come into this week 1 point down, so I think we did what we came to do, which was survive. I think that's what a lot of people want to do, and so now it goes to Charlotte and Michigan, and really it's up in the air.
And like you said, 1 point out, it's where you want to be after a road course if you're not a real good road course driver. But yeah, 1 point, and you got Charlotte and Michigan to make it up and punch your ticket to Texas.
I think Charlotte is more of a wild card than most people give it credit for. I race, and that is the majority of the tracks that you're going to race is Charlotte. Street stock. The street stocks, that's kind of where you build your ground up and get comfortable. So I think everybody's comfortable at Charlotte. So I look at that as, again, to come in, try to get a top 5 if I can, but minus damage. But more than anything, I'm looking forward to Michigan and just trying to punch my ticket there. But if we can at Charlotte, I'm down with that too.
Yeah, but 2 races left. What was your guys' team atmosphere like this year? Did you guys do a lot of practice, or what did you guys do down in the truck series?
Practice-wise, a lot of it was, either we set it up individually or just through Rev. Rev, obviously, being on Rev, we do a lot of team stuff together. So I was the team captain for the trucks, and really, I left it up to the guys. If we want to put in work on a Saturday, we can put in work on a Saturday. But all in all, we work together. The camaraderie is good, top to bottom. We have talent from the bottom to the top. Nathan Nixon, Madden, both having wins in the season. Obviously, Madden's still in the playoffs, but Sean Kozier and Cody Riggs have held their own as well. So all in all, I think Rev Racing has just come together as a truck team and really did well. And I think the standings show for that.
The standings do show with still 2 of the 10 remaining drivers from Rev, and you guys also have the team points lead in very significant fashion over Jonathan Byer. So I think you guys got that locked in with only 3 races left. So keep up the good work, Byron, and I'll let you go back to it today.
And there you have it, Byron MacDonald out there. And keep in mind that Byron won his first race of the season at Talladega in the playoffs. And now with the finish that he had at COTA, he's only 1 point outside the cut. So he's doing exactly what he needs to do to put himself in position to have some good races here.
Definitely. Getting his first win in the Truck Series and in the league itself, too, kind of gave him that momentum. The idea that he can go in here week in and week out and battle out top 5s and battle for wins. Grabbing that W at Talladega really set himself up for a nice run here in the playoffs. And now we'll see if he can't back it up here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Definitely. Now let's talk about the payouts that we have going on here tonight. First place $25, second place $15, third place $10, fourth place $10, and then fifth through seventh get their money back. And how much of a good feeling is it just to even get your money back when you race with these guys? You have a great time out here in the league and everything, and you still make your money back.
Oh, I mean, I think I look at this right here, and it's there's not many leagues where you finish 5th, 6th, or 7th in the league and you get your money back for the entry fee. So that's awesome to see. Obviously, these guys can roll that towards the next week, and then they break even. And then you think about first place, right? You pay $5 to get in. You make 5 times that. You walk home with $25. So obviously, every single week on top of the season payouts and some other prizes we have within the league, there is a lot to be gained here in Speed Racing Network.
Yeah, and here are some of those other prizes right now. The season-long payouts. We already talked about the $300 for first place, but even second through fifth get something too.
Oh yeah, the fact that you can finish 5th in the season championship for the drivers and make half of your money back for all season long, that just speaks volumes right there. As well as the team championship, you split that 4 or 5 ways. That's another $25 or $20 a person. So there's, again, this obviously is, a good amount of money to make here on a Wednesday night, running some trucks on iRacing. So, why not?
Yeah, definitely. And that team championship, again, still up for grabs. We got a couple teams vying for that. But there's also other prizes. If you're the cleanest driver out there in the series, then you get a free butt kicker courtesy of Butt Kicker Company. So, stay clean. And even if you're not in first place, you still win something.
Oh, yeah. And, I've always heard great things about them. So make sure you check them out. We've also got a discount code if you don't win one of those for being the cleanest driver. It's SRNVS20 to save 20% off your order.
Yeah, and another thing we have in this league is we have great coaching too, and so that's available to all of our drivers that go in online to speedracingnetwork.com and book their time with Kane Cook. And for those of you that don't know who Kane Cook is, he is one of the Coca-Cola Series drivers, so the highest level of iRacing, and he's known for one thing, Jake, and that's charging up through the field and making it up to the front.
Yeah, exactly. You see that the hard charger award means he's gained the most positions in a race out of that field. So he's got the most on the entire platform of iRacing. So, like Sean said, this guy knows exactly what he's doing on the racetrack. One of my teammates, Dean Brummett, was in in a few of these coaching sessions. Absolutely, heard awesome things about it from him. So if you are, fortunate enough to be able to do one of these coaching sessions, check it out, book it for yourself. I know they do duo sessions as well as, a group or a team setting, like if you have a team in our league or any other league. You can go ahead and book that on our website and get yourself in a coaching session with one of the best here on iRacing.
Well, speaking of the teams, take a look at these team standings. And like we said a few seconds ago, it's only down to 2 teams, and Rev Racing is way out front. They could potentially lock this thing up here tonight with some good finishes.
Yeah, if these guys on Rev Racing are able to, come out here to Charlotte, perform like they have all season long, it's it's going to be basically wrapped up. You know, Jonathan Byer Racing, you see there in second. They're the only other team that's got a shot at this. They're going to need that, you know, bottom of the ninth, full count, bases loaded, grand slam, Hail Mary type play here to make these points up. It's a big margin. You know, mathematically, it's still possible, Sean. I just, you know, Rev Racing, they've done it all season long. I don't see them making a mistake and slipping up as a team to allow that to happen.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that Jonathan Byer Racing has been missing this season is just the finish, you know, the wins. They're super consistent out there on the track, and you always see a bunch of them in that top 10 to top 15 range, which is why they're up in second place without any wins. But you know, if they had 5 wins just like Rev Racing, I have a feeling this would be a whole different ball game.
Oh, it'd be a whole nother picture we'd be looking at right here. I think that margin would have to be within, you know, probably 20, 30 points of these two teams if, you know, they had 5 wins. But again, you know, even without the win, Sean, they kept themselves, you know, within reasonable distance to, you know, almost have a shot at it. You know, mathematically, like we've said, it's doable. But yeah, it'd be a lot different.
Well, and that team championship brought to you by Sandwich Man Racing and Sports Memorabilia. Find them on Shopify. They have all sorts of great die-cast models and other sports memorabilia, especially racing memorabilia. And so if you have that race fan in your life, then that is a great place to go gift shopping for that race fan. Or if you're a race fan yourself, I mean, I know Dean Brummett has gotten multiple die-casts from Sandwich Man and was very, very pleased with not only the product but also the service. So definitely find them on Shopify. Get those gifts for your friends and for yourself, and treat yourself with some good die-casts from Sandwich Man Racing and Sports Memorabilia. Another company that does really great with sponsoring us is Flavor Bomb Seasoning. So go to fbbbq.com, get your Flavor Bomb Seasoning, and they are sponsoring our second tier playoffs, Jake, and this is something that a lot of leagues just don't do.
Oh, yeah. You know, again, the fact that you can, you know, miss the original playoffs. Now you have a second tier one where, you know, these are the guys that missed the top 15 a few weeks back. Now they're able to come out here and perform in their own playoff situations. On top of the fact of, you know, those original 15 that are driving for that final 5. It makes things pretty interesting out on the track because you've got, you know, 2 group of guys, you know, battling for 2 different things. But, you know, this is great to see. Obviously, you know, you got some names on here that we would have thought, you know, we'd see in that, you know, top 15. But, you know, obviously throughout the entirety of a season, things have happened. And that's why they sit here in the second tier standings. But now they've got a shot to go out here and prove to the, you know, the entire league, hey, look, you know, I didn't make it, but, you know, what if, right? So this is a great thing to see, you know, in all 3 series.
Well, let's get to the guys that really have to do it tonight, and that is the playoff drivers. And there are 11 in this round. There were supposed to only be 10, but because we had a tie on the cut line, we expanded it out to 11 drivers. And right now, with Cole Martin winning last week's race, he is up front. But look at how close that cut line is. I mean, you've got 5-6 guys within 7 points of that cut line.
Oh, yeah. I mean, who's to say, you know, we don't have another tie after Michigan International Speedway next week? You know, we could see 6 guys make it into the final race at Texas. You never know. That's the beauty of it. Right now, the cut's only 1 point. So, you know, Byron MacDonald might finish 1 spot behind Josh Mueller. But if Byron's able to lead a lap, you know, they'd be, you know, tied in points. So that's the kind of thing you got to, you know, think about during these races. You know, if you can get those bonus points somehow, you know, that's huge. So there's just a lot of strategy besides obviously pit stops with all the points, everything like that for the standings. It's really crucial to kind of have a good mindset, you know, that mental strength in these races, or to be able to, you know, think about that while what's going on in the track in front of you, kind of doing some mental math of, you know, where you stack up against a lot of guys that are on the track.
Well, let's introduce everybody very quickly to each of these drivers, and we'll start off with Cole Martin, who is leading the way. And so he is now driving for your team, Royal Smith Racing. And, I mean, with 4 regular season wins, 2 playoff wins, man, you got a good pickup there. But after a dominant win at COTA, you know, he set himself 13 points above that cut line. If he has another race like that here at Charlotte, he might already lock up one of those final 5 playoff positions. And looking at his record at these mile-and-a-half tracks this season, he'll be just fine tonight. He's led 191 laps at this type of track, so this series is really setting up well for him.
Definitely, you know, reminds me of Atlanta. So interesting to see what Cole does here tonight. But another guy, Michael Mann, he's sitting second place right now in the playoffs. Had a second place at COTA last week, behind Cole Martin, and as well as finishing in front of Corey Saucier. So something tells me that these three are going to be the ones to have, you know, three of those final five spots, Sean. But you know, for Michael Mann, at mile and a half tracks, you know, he's got a stat line that can compare to, you know, anyone else in this league. He's got 2 wins, 3 second place finishes, a 5th and a 4th place finish. So that's 7 top 5s and 7 mile and a half tracks. So, you know, even if he doesn't get the win tonight, you know, he is going to be up front, battling it out, leading laps, I'm sure, and, you know, giving it all he's got here tonight at Charlotte.
Yeah, another guy that's going to be in the mix is Corey Saucier, and so he had the lead at COTA for a little while, but some self-inflicted mistakes made him lose that race. But don't worry, Corey's stat lines are pretty close to Michael Madden's. He's got 2 wins and 5 top 5s out of 7 races like tonight's track. So if these 3 drivers can stay out of each other's way, there's a possibility that we might see another 1-2-3 finish formed here tonight.
Yeah, exactly. And again, you know, our 4th place driver right here is going to be Brandon Domain, our broadcast partner, who's, you know, up in the booth with me sometimes for the Xfinity Series as well as broadcasting the Cup Series. So he's doing us proud right now. He's 4 points above that cut line. He's got an average finish of 9th place overall this season, but he's only had an average finish on of 12th place on a mile and a half track. So a little bit of concern, obviously. You know, it's not where I'm sure he'd like it to be, so that's where he's going to have to find his groove here tonight. And I think he can, and you know that's going to set himself up really, really well to be able to keep that 4-point lead, or grow it, increase it to a bigger margin.
Yeah, and Josh Mueller. So Josh has been playing possum all during the regular season. In 13 regular season races, he only had 6 top 10 finishes and 0 top 5s. But in the 4 playoff races, he's had 4 top 10s, with one of those being a top 5 finish. So I don't really know what's gotten into Josh in the playoffs here, but he's in a prime position to send some really great drivers home with a couple more top 10 finishes.
Yeah, he's kind of that dark horse pick right now, that Josh Mueller. And again, this is going to be the first driver outside that cut. That's going to be Byron MacDonald. He got his first win of the season in the playoffs at Talladega. We heard from him earlier with Matching Wits with Gerwitz. He's only one point below that cut line, but he's very, very confident about where he sits right now. Also, what's interesting about Byron is, you know, he alternates. You know, Sean, he'll have a bad race here, but then he'll back it up with a really good race. So that's just kind of how he's rolled here at these mile and a half tracks. So, you know, last race that we were at a mile and a half, which was Kansas, he came home with an 18th finish. So if that trend continues, man, I expect that, you know, a top 10, maybe a top 5. So better watch out for this 23 truck tonight.
Yeah, and Bobby Anderson is next up, and he's driving for Autism Awareness Truck tonight, and so we really appreciate his contributions to that cause. You know, but this guy refuses to give up. You know, last week he had some internet issues, and so instead of fighting those internet issues all night long, he took his rig apart, threw it in the truck, drove over to his sister's house, hooked everything right back up so he wouldn't miss the race. He actually missed the start of the race, but still got back in the race and finished in a top 10. So this guy's not going to be denied this season.
Yeah, that is some commitment right there from him. Another guy that's going to need some commitment to get back up into the top 5, that's going to be Matt Johnson. Reminds me of what happened last season in Mid-South Madness. You know, kind of snuck his way into the playoffs, made it to the final 5. So he's 4 points out of the cut right now. But if he has a great race here tonight at Charlotte, that's going to put himself into a position at Michigan where, you know, he's going to need just kind of a decent finish, you know, a top 10. Not going to have to, go for it all. So we'll see what Matt Johnson does. You know, he doesn't have a top 10 yet, though. That's kind of the thing on a mile and a half so far this season. So we'll see what Matt can do here tonight.
Yeah, now Robert Yost, now I call him the ultimate underdog every single week, and he's kind of embraced that title. But you can't be the ultimate underdog if you're above the cut line after the first week of the playoffs. So after he finished in the mid-pack at COTA, he's kind of set himself up to make another miracle run to get into the finals. So hopefully his luck and skill don't run out, because it would be absolutely amazing to see him race against some of these top guys in a one-race final.
Oh, yeah, and that's the beauty of that final race. It's just 5 guys going at it. But here we go. We got 10th place here. That's going to be Jack Johnson, that 35 car. He finished mid-pack last week at COTA, but he's not really known as a road course driver. So, you know, I think he was expecting that, you know, middle of the pack finish with his 17th place finish last week. But now we're back on the ovals, you know, where he's got a few top 10s, So this is the type of track that he needs to, kind of gain some traction and boost his confidence going into the cut week at Michigan next week. So a top 5 or a top 10 tonight would do him very, very well closing in on that cut line.
Yeah, and finally, Kyle Wimble. It was a tough race for him at COTA, but on these mid-length ovals, he's got a couple top 10s in a row, so don't be too surprised to see him somewhere in the mix, but he needs this to be a big race or he's going to struggle to have any chance at Michigan. And that's your playoff drivers. Now, we do have one other driver out there here tonight that we'd like to mention. And first, we'd like to mention that there was a sad loss in his family this past month, in this month. And it was a devastating loss. And we sincerely, our hearts go out to him and his family. And that was Evan Scott. And so his brother passed away. And again, all of our condolences, all of our hearts and prayers go out to him. But now we have just a brief tribute to his brother Garrett here tonight. Garrett Scott was a large part of the Boys and Girls Club of Washington County, where he not only did everything he could to be a good influence on the teenagers there, but also to the entire community as a whole. During the coronavirus pandemic, he delivered food to those that were enrolled in the GoPax program. But his giving didn't end up there. He was also a volunteer with the Oak Grove Volunteer Fire and EMS Squad. In his free time, he had a passion for music, and he was the drummer behind local musical talent. Besides being a fantastic part of the community and of the world itself, he was a huge influence on his family. So today, our thoughts and prayers go out to Garrett's family, and especially his brother Evan, who's a part of the family here at Speed Racing Network. And again, we send our condolences out to him and his family, and we'll show his car here briefly as we're getting into our pace laps here tonight. But again, sad hearts out there. But here at Speed Racing Network, when one of us hurt, all of us hurt, and that's one of the fun things about the brotherhood here at Speed Racing Network.
Oh yeah, Sean, you hit it right there. It's one big family. When at the end of the day, man, we might battle with one another on the track, but as soon as these races are over, something like that happens to one of us, we're all, locking arms together and, hoping and praying for, Evan and his family as they go through this tough time.
Yeah, and we're coming around this pace lap, and we didn't get a chance to go through our top 10 or anything like that, but who you got tonight, Jake?
Oh, man, I think I'm going to go with that 3-truck, Corey Saucier. I think he's going to, find himself back in victory lane. It's been a while.
I got to tell you, I'm going to go for Andrew Harris. He's on the outside there. He's not inside the playoff hunt, but he does have 2 wins on the season. He's one of those drivers that can get it done. So we're going to get this party started. Jonathan Byer is off and running, and he gets a nice little lead on his teammate, Matt Johnson.
Yeah, the 2 Jonathan Byer trucks got a really good restart there. Andrew Harris kind of, fell asleep a little bit there and, started second. Now he's falling back to 5th. Cole Martin's going to be to his inside as they head down the back. But Jonathan Byer racing right now, 1-2 as they head down into turn 3.
And this is going to shake out to be a really good race, I think. There's plenty of room to make some maneuvers out there. This is not what I consider a super difficult track to drive. There is sometimes some braking involved, some lifting involved, and that sort of thing. But you've got some room to play with.
Yeah, definitely. It's these trucks, you got to be careful because you can go full throttle for quite a few laps. But I'm telling you, buddy, if you do that early on here, you're going to burn through your tires really, really quick. And if this thing does go on a long green flag run, as that Matt Johnson 61 truck going to drift a little bit high, going to make Corey Saucier get a little bit higher, going to kind of stall his run out, but he's going to make a good fight on the outside as they cross the line here. These guys are going to be going too wide into turn 1.
Yeah, this is what's beautiful about this place.
I look at that scoring monitor in 30th place right now. Byron MacDonald, it's shown he's out of the race right now. And he was only 1 point out of the cut, so not sure what happened there, man.
Yeah, he just did not log in after going through practice. We do have a yellow flag. Let's see if we can find out what that is. Oh, it looks like we got some damage back here. We got Jeremy Duncan. We got, I think, James Kerr back here as well. So a lot of these paint schemes are going to be different tonight. So.
Exactly. I think I also saw the 24 truck of Taylor Smith involved. Yeah, a lot of these guys, it kind of seemed towards the middle of the pack, kind of getting running over one another. But yeah, like you said, A lot of good-looking paint schemes out here this week. Going to make it confusing for you and I up here in the booth.
Well, let's go back and see if we can figure out what happened back here with our very first Sandwich Man Sandwich Man Racing and Sports Memorabilia Rec Replay.
Mouthful, man. It really is.
It is.
Oh, man, wow.
Yeah, we catch it mid-wreck there with the number 75. That is James Kerr.
Wow. Yeah, James Kerr went for a ride right there. Thankfully, this is virtual because that would definitely unsettle the stomach there. Kind of almost seemed like there were 3 wide, and maybe, some guys didn't realize there were 3 wide. Oh, nope, there it is right there. Those two were just kind of battling hard down the back, and I'm not sure if it was net code or just 2 guys going for the same spot. These two, yeah, it looks like it was
saw
a little
some
bit of
net code, yeah.
So, and that's what caused, huge crash there for the 79. I think that was Travis Trevelyan up ahead in that gray and red truck, too, the 71 truck involved. So, a lot of guys early on here, Sean, going to have to use that first fast repair.
Oh, definitely. And let's get a ride from Jeremy Duncan's view as he goes flying.
Oh, so close to getting through it, too. Needed about 5 more feet to the inside, and he would not have gone flying through the air there, but that was a wild ride right there.
Yeah, rough wreck this early in the race. So they will come in and get some fast repairs taken care of. Some of these drivers forgot to turn on their fast repairs. So Jeremy Duncan and Travis Trevelyan both are in those pits a lot longer than they probably should be right now. Tevin Whitner also in the pits getting some damage done, and Taylor Smith as well.
And obviously we don't want to see that wreck happen to anyone, but thankfully none of the playoff drivers were involved in that, so that they all missed it, which is really big. You don't want to have to use one of your 2 fast repairs this early if you're a playoff driver, because you just never know how these races are going to end. It could get crazy with late restart or even green-white checkers, so you always kind of want to save those if possible. So good to see from the playoff drivers who, the fans watching at home, the drivers on the left side and on the scoring monitor, that's they're going to be highlighted in the green. So those are our 11 playoff drivers that we have in this race right now.
Yeah, let's go back and zoom in on Evan Scott here, because he has put together a truck that has a couple messages for his brother. So in loving memory of Garrett Scott, you can see that just in front of that rear tire there, as well as on his back bumper in loving memory of Garrett Scott. So once again, our condolences do go out to that family, and definitely gone too soon. But I know he's racing with a heavy heart here tonight, but he's one of those drivers also that has the talent to make this a win for him tonight.
Oh yeah, and I mean that would be awesome to see if he is able to, get this win here tonight. Obviously, all the meaning behind it would just be huge for Evan and his family. So that'd be great to see this 48 truck in victory lane tonight. So Evan, we're pulling for you, buddy.
Yeah, and we're going to come down this back stretch, and then I think the pace car is about to go off this lap around. So we made it about 3 laps before we had our first incident there, and hopefully these guys kind of calm down. We get some good green flag racing.
Yeah, if it wasn't for netcode, I think we would have had a nice little green flag run there. There was some side-by-side racing, but guys were being patient with it, not pinching one another, giving some room. So that's kind of why it started off really well, which is obviously great to see. But again, here we go. The 66 truck started on the pole, going to have the keys to the restart here. That's going to be Jonathan Byer. He's not in the playoffs anymore, so there's nothing better than what he wants to do is go steal a victory from these playoff drivers.
Oh, definitely. He would love nothing more than that. And again, another guy that has the talent to do that. Jonathan Byer Racing is definitely looking for that first win of the season as he takes off.
Yeah, Jonathan Byer had a good restart. He's going to get his teammate to the inside of Corey Saucier. And Matt Johnson's going to have the preferred lane here on this restart on the inside. So these 2 JVR trucks are going to try to get 1-2 again and try to, get pulled away here from Corey Saucier. But Corey is definitely hanging tough on the outside. He's going to bring Andrew Harris behind him on the high side.
Yeah, Andrew Harris, my pick for the night here tonight. And he's always one of those drivers that he just kind of keeps his nose up there in the front, and then the last couple laps he comes alive.
Oh yeah, it's man, that's just some tight racing right there. 2x2 right there for the lead. Corey Saucier really making that top work, and Andrew Harris going to make the run on the high side. I think those 2 JVR trucks were a little surprised by that, with those guys getting that big of a run on the outside of them.
Yeah, and so Corey Saucier back to where he's comfortable, which is right up front. And then, his I'm not going to say arch nemesis, but definitely one of the other guys vying for that title back here. Cole Martin has moved into 4th position.
Yeah, Cole Martin right there in 4th, got his teammate right behind him, Michael York now in 5th. So these 2 trucks trying to move through this field together. It looks like they've only got Jonathan Byron in between them before. Obviously, these 2 guys up front, they're kind of starting to pull away from Jonathan Byron. So these 2 guys, you know, if this thing starts going and they're able to keep putting the space in between them and Jonathan Byron, you know, they could get out to a couple second lead, you know, pretty quickly.
Yeah, moving back even further. So Matt Johnson, I think he's scraped the wall a couple times, and he's all the way back to 8th place, about to lose another position here to number 33, Nathan Nixon.
Yeah, I think it was the last time out of 4 he slapped the outside wall. And I tell you, Sean, this track is so aero dependent in these trucks because you're on the gas quite a bit. So if you hit the wall, kind of nick up the arrow any little bit, man, it's really, really going to hurt you. As you see this 3 truck, man, he's already over half a second trying to get to 3/4 of a second lead on 2nd place, which is Andrew Harris.
We'll see after last week at COTA where Corey had a nice little lead at COTA, and then he kind of had some self-inflicted wounds. He spun himself out and then basically lost the race there. I think he wants to get a little bit of payback for that. I think he wants this one bad.
Yeah, a little sweet revenge, right? You know, you thought you had it at COTA. You looped it a few times to kind of give up too much time to make back on Cole Martin and Michael Mann. So what better to come out here at Charlotte Memorial Week and you know, punch yourself a nice victory, kind of setting yourself up.
Oh, we got some slide going on.
Big wreck. I believe that was Bobby Anderson, and that's Cody Riggs in the 224.
Yep, still green.
Through the infield.
We are still green.
Man. Yeah, the green flag is still out. You got that right.
Yeah, definitely some damage there. You can see that with that autism awareness car or truck there.
There's the yellow flag.
And there it goes. So big
That's
wreck there on the infield.
Right there, Sean.
That is a good looking ride. They're doing some good job on these paints this week.
Oh yeah, they've paid their paint boys good money this week to get these trucks looking really, really nice for this race.
Let's see if we can't go back and figure out what happened here with another Sandwich Man Racing and Sports Memorabilia Rec replay. And it just looks like, if I'm seeing this correctly, I think Cody Riggs just kind of got up into the wall and then bounced right back down.
Yeah, it looks like, not sure if he might have got loose or something. He just kind of went right up into the wall, locked it down. They're both going through the grass, and the yellow wasn't out yet. So I don't know. We'll see here, though. They get back onto the track. Going.
Oh, that's the yellow.
Oh, wow, there it is.
Big hit there.
Not too sure who ran him over, but that was obviously what brought the yellow out.
Brian Crocker is what it looked like. So some damage there. Just a slow truck in there, and I'm not sure if Brian just didn't see him or what happened, but you can see Cody Riggs gets up into the wall, bounces right back down.
Yeah, you feel really bad for the 18 truck. He's just wrong place, wrong time. You know, Cody had nowhere to go after hitting the wall like that. And, you know, that's what caused the 18 to get involved in this accident. It's like Brian Crocker tried slowing up, but, you know, you never know. Obviously, the 224 might have looked like he was staying low, then kind of drifting up, vice versa. You never know. And, you know, if you're the driver of that 86 truck with Brian Crocker, you got to pick one lane, and you know, sometimes it doesn't work out, and I think that's just what kind of happened right there.
Yeah, the closing rate there between a full-speed truck and a truck that's trying to get back up to speed is really, really fast. So a lot of people out there watching might think, oh, man, you could have avoided that wreck, and a lot of times you just can't.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it might look. You know, it's there's a reason why, you know, it takes some skill to wheel these things, you know, even on iRacing as well as in real life. It's not just going around in a circle like a lot of people, you know, like to think it is. So, but it looks like we had a couple guys stay out here. That's going to be the 42 of Kevin Winker and James Kerr in the 75 truck. So a little bit of a strategy call right here. These guys are going to be in front of Corey Saucier and Andrew Harris, unless they don't come down pit lane right here. But looks like these two guys are going to be staying out, kind of, you know, throwing a wrench in everyone's strategy.
Yeah, I mean, still kind of early in the race here, and you know, I don't think Kevin Winker is actually pitted yet at all this race, but James Kerr pitted on lap 3. So, I mean, he's still got 10 laps on those tires, so we'll see how this thing works out. It's a little early, and I think this is the time that they're going to need to make these types of moves if they're going to make them. I wouldn't make this move later in the race.
Yeah, you know, this is definitely not a race-winning move. Obviously, I think what I got to imagine what these guys are trying to, you know, have accomplished here is this is about, you know, they're hoping for about a 10-lap run That way, even if they fall back to 10th, 11th, 12th, something like that, it's probably going to be a lot higher than where they were at before that yellow flag came out. So they're going to get a net gain of positions, because obviously in 10 laps, I've got to imagine, if we get another yellow in 10 laps, every single truck on the track, Sean, would come into pit lane. So, they could gain, quite a bit of spots doing this. So it's, if that happens, pays off huge for them. If this thing goes green for a while, they're going to drop like, flies. That's just the difference in tires here at Charlotte.
Yeah, and I mean, it's something that could happen really, really quickly. But again, we've seen these cautions come out after 3 laps and then after another, 7 laps or so. So actually less than that. So maybe they're just banking on another really, really quick caution.
Yeah, definitely. If you're the 3 truck, the 87, any of these guys that were in the top 5, top 10, before the yellow, you got to be cautious here, because when you stay out on old tires like these two are, obviously they're not that old, but wheel spin can still be a thing, so you got to watch for that. You don't want to be, too close behind them in case they do spin the wheels, because you could, unsettle their truck, and it could just cause a big accident here on the front stretch when they come to the green flag. I think we're going to see the green next time by. Pace lights are still on the pace car, so I think we'll see them click off once we get by the start-finish line this time.
One thing that I want to go back and take a look at Michael Madden here. And so he didn't really have the practice session that we thought that he would. He's definitely capable of better than where he's at right now, which is 13th. I know his mother, Julie Madden, is out there just like she always is, cheering him on. And so it's kind of rare to see him back here in these teen spots back here. And he's actually moved up 3 spots from this practice. So I'm not really sure what the struggle is here tonight with Michael.
Yeah, it's not something we're accustomed to. Obviously, Michael Madden is, one of the, better performing drivers this season. We've come to expect him to be in the top 5, top 10, but right now running 13th. So, not too sure if he just kind of had, not the best qualifying run, or he's just kind of struggling with it right now. But, he's still got almost 70 laps to go in this thing to figure it out. So, if Michael's one of those guys, man, it shouldn't take him that long to kind of figure it out. When it clicks, man, got to imagine that 15 truck's going to be, coming through the field to get up front.
Yeah, don't look past his brother either, Cody Madden, back there in 18th. And so he is not too far behind his brother. So when those two get linked up, they race really well together. They can actually put it on this pack here. So those guys out there better not let them link up too quickly.
Yeah, and here we go. Pace car's going to be coming off here shortly. He's going to put in the hands of the 42 truck of Kevin Winker, and he's going to try to pull away from this field as much as possible, even though he's on those older tires. Gets a really good restart. You didn't see too much wheel spin out of those front two, but now it's going to be all about trying to get through the gears as quickly as possible. It's going to leave the door open for Corey Saucier, who's already going to make the pass and clear him before they head down into turn 1. So that's just the difference in tires right there, man.
Wow, that did not take long.
That was quick work for the 3 car and the 87 truck.
Yeah, that did not take long at all. And I mean, when you have a talent like Corey Saucier and Andrew Harris there and fresh tires, it's tough to compete against that.
Yeah, now you got these two guys kind of, stacking it up a little bit.
Here we go.
The 75 got around.
That's James Kerr once again. Oh, no, and he runs into the 7 of Doc Holliday. And then looked like
big contact.
Looked like Brian Crocker got involved in that as well there at the end. Kind of went right through James Kerr.
Yeah, that was a huge wreck right there, Sean.
But let's go back and get another wreck replay brought to you by Sandwich Man Racing and Sports Memorabilia.
Yeah, that was a big wreck. We're going to see it here. Kind of looked like the 75 got loose. Try to catch it. Went into the outside wall here. Let's see here firsthand, though, what happens. Run that high line. Trying to get the run off the top. I just kind of tagged the outside wall is what it was. Man, Brandon Domain. Unfortunately, that's one of our playoff drivers. Just wrong place at the wrong time. Had nowhere to go. And just saw all the rear bumper of that 75 truck.
Following, yeah, Brandon Domain's got a lot of damage there. Not nearly as much as James Kerr, but and he might be able to still keep that thing going, but is it a little bit too early to use that fast repair?
I got to imagine, if I'm sitting in that 20 truck, I'd be coming down pit lane, because the last thing I want to have happen is the engine blow on this thing, and if this thing goes green, and you got to come down and use a fast repair, then man, you lose at least one lap, maybe even two. So that's not what you want to have happen. So I think if you're Brandon, you got to come down pit lane right now, get this thing fixed up, realize you got still 65 laps to go, so you gotta be careful with that last fast repair, and just be super cautious with the remainder of this race.
Yeah, you can see them getting those cars fixed up, and we've already got a few cars in there or a few trucks. I keep saying cars, so I apologize for that. But again, a lot of trucks not using those fast repairs, but still have to get a lot of damage fixed up. So we'll see how that works out for them as these cars come around this backstretch and around these corners.
Definitely, and you got to imagine some of those guys probably already had to use a fast repair if they were involved in that earlier wreck. Now they've got to use their second maybe. So they got to, kind of play that same strategy as Brandon Domain. Just be very, very, very patient. Don't force the issue here early, because you don't want to be out of this thing on lap 20. There's a long way to go still. So got to keep yourself in the hunt to be able to, finish this thing once we get to the white flag and see that checkered flag for these drivers.
Let's see if we can get Brandon Domain up here in the booth and find out exactly what happened from him in that incident there. So, hey, Brandon, this is Sean and Jake up in the booth. How's it going, buddy?
Was better a couple laps ago, but not too bad for the most part. How was y'all?
Yeah, well, rough hit that we saw there and everything. So what are you going to do for the rest of this race to kind of stay up in this top pack?
I'm not really going to change a whole lot. I think everything was moving pretty well. It's just got caught up in the wrong spot at the wrong time there. So really don't want to change too much.
Definitely, and we saw those two guys kind of take no tires. They stayed out on the caution when everyone else came down pit lane, got service to their trucks. So, that's kind of the worry you kind of get when that happens. Was there anything different you could have done, you think, to avoid that, or was it just absolutely, wrong place, wrong time for you there, buddy?
Not really. I got on the brake the second I saw him go towards the wall, and just by the time he came back down, there was nowhere to go. So it was just rough time, and you always kind of get that worry. Definitely notice that the front row still had the old original tires on, so you kind of notice it, but not a whole lot to do on that one.
Well, you're 4 points above the cut line right now. What do you consider a good finish here tonight that will keep you in that hunt?
Really, all I wanted to do was just get top fives in each of the three races, which is incredibly difficult to do. Not many people have pulled that off, but that was the goal. Hopefully I can make my way back up there. I don't think I'm hurting too bad position-wise, but losing a fast repair early kind of hurts.
All right, buddy. Well, we're going to let you get right back to it and get out there and get it done.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, good luck, Brandon.
So Brandon Domain, one of our playoff drivers, also one of our co-broadcasters on our Xfinity and our Cup Series as well. And so still squarely in that playoff hunt, but he's got a little bit of work to do to make up a little bit of ground here in this race.
Oh, yeah. Always interesting, too. We pull up a guy who was just involved into a wreck. You heard how calm he was. He obviously a little bit of disappointment having used that first fast repair up early, but I tell you what, man, he wasn't too teed off or upset. So kind of just interesting hearing, the mindset of other guys during the race, especially when you get involved into an accident like Brandon just did. So that was kind of a cool thing to do, pull someone up like that.
Yeah, always good to get as many drivers up here as we possibly can. But yeah, we got some great drivers in this series. We really do enjoy seeing them every single week.
Oh yeah, and one of these guys is Corey Saucier. He went on that 3-peat early on in the season. Been struggling to get that 3-truck back in victory lane, but I tell you what, he's gonna have the field at bay here on this restart. And he's gonna try to pull away again on these restarts, which is what Corey's really, really good at. Is just when he gets to the lead, man, it is tough to get around him, especially at a mile and a half. These traditional oval tracks. So it'll be very, very interesting to see what these guys can do. Trying to get around that 3-truck.
Yeah, well, they're not going to be able to get around him right now because he's already opened up almost a half-second lead after one turn.
Yeah, and these guys got to be careful. That 42 is, on those older tires. So you see Cole Martin and Jonathan Byer on the inside. They're trying to get around them on that low side. They're going to, block Andrew Harris up there behind that guy with the older tires in that 42 truck. So But I tell you, Cole Martin really didn't get a good run like Jonathan Byer did there on the inside. They can open the door here to Nathan Nixon to the inside as they head into 1. Now Cole's got that truck on older tires right in front of him through the middle of 1 and 2. But man, that big run for the 51 truck. These guys are battling hard, especially with this 42 truck.
That was a great move by Andrew Harris, too, to dive down underneath Kevin Winker there on those older tires. But he didn't really get as much momentum as we thought he possibly could have there. And that's going to allow Cole Martin to slot in right in front of him, take that 4th position away.
I'll tell you what, this 42 is doing a heck of a job right now on these older tires. You know, he's only down to P3 right now. He's making a move on 2nd place. So, you know, he might have a little bit older tires, but, man, he is making them do right now and, you know, getting good use out of them, trying to, you know, hold off for P3. Cole Martin got a good run out of turn 2 down the back. You see him blink out a little bit, though. That's never what you want to see.
Yeah, he is gone. I don't know what happened there with Cole Martin, and I'm sure he'll come right back into – yeah, but he is –
yeah, not too sure. A little odd right there.
There he is. Wow, man. That was really wild. So I'm sure race admin is going to be commenting on that here a little bit. But man, I would hate to see our series leader get pushed back to the back of the pack because of blinking.
Yeah, now he's got 2 trucks to his inside. Andrew Harrison, 87. There's Michael Madden, right there in 5th place. Just like that, Sean. He is up here battling with these guys. He's got a lot of speed in that truck right now, making the high side work, trying to follow the 51 truck, Cole Martin. I think Michael Madden's going to try to get up here and run down Corey Saucier for this lead.
Well, man, I mean, maybe it just takes a comment from us about how far back Michael Madden is for him to come alive, because here he goes jumping into 3rd place, going onto the inside of Cole Martin.
Yeah, it was like we were the spark he needed to light the fire within for the 15 truck, because it has woken up that Ford F-150, and he is up here battling for 3rd place. He is definitely faster than these 2 guys that are right in front of him right now. Looks like the 66 getting a little bit of trouble getting the power back on the truck. These guys really run them down in the center of the corner. That's what where these guys are getting these big runs on the straightaway, and it's just letting Corey Saucier walk away from the field right now. As Cole Martin's going to go to the outside in 3 and 4. Don't know if he's going to make it work, because Jonathan Byer able to roll out the corner there. Man, this is some good battling for P2, man.
Yeah, I don't want to turn away from this race because it's so important at the front with 2 of our series leaders, and then 2 of our guys that were in the playoffs but didn't make it into the next round. So all 4 of these drivers are incredible, but while they're all battling, Corey Saucier has gained almost 2 seconds on everybody.
Yeah, Corey Saucier, like I said, kind of pulled away, but now you got Michael Madden trying to make the inside work on Cole Martin to see if he can run him down or run Corey Saucier down. Looks like Michael Madden is a little bit quicker than Cole right now. So I think if this 15 clears him, I think you could see this 15 truck kind of chip away at the lead that Corey has made right now, and you know, see if we can't run this 3 truck down.
It doesn't shock anyone at all whatsoever that our top 3 drivers are Corey Saucier, Michael Madden, and Cole Martin.
Not at all. I mean, they've earned that reputation.
Oh, a little bump.
To be able to be up here 1, 2, 3 like they are all season long. They've kind of been dominating the series. You saw it there, like you were saying. Andrew Harris kind of giving a little bit of shot of Cole Martin into turn 3. But again, Cole Martin able to pull away from him though right now as they head down into turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, it seems like Cole Martin got the picture that once he got bumped, he said, forget that, I don't want to get bumped anymore, I'm going to keep going.
Absolutely, and you know, we kind of see him spaced out a little bit evenly from Michael to Cole, and Cole to Andrew Harris. Looks like Michael Madden though is not really able to reel in Corey Saucier. Corey's kind of pulled away about 2/10 the last time we checked that, so Saucier up to almost 2.5 second lead right now over 2nd place. So you know, Corey's got this thing on rails right now up front.
Yeah, Jonathan Byer getting to the inside of Andrew Harris, not going to be able to make it work right then. But, you know, flipping back a little bit, let's go back to Kevin Winker, who, again, has not pitted all race yet, still up in 10th place. So if we get a caution here shortly, then I think everybody's going to want to come down, and that track position move may have worked for him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If the yellow comes out, he needs it to happen, like, right now. If this thing goes another 10 laps, I think just lap by lap, he'll lose, you know, a position here and there. He just needs the yellow as soon as possible, so that way he does maintain that track position that he was able to gain by staying out. you know, on one of those early yellows when everyone else came down pit lane. But 51 truck right there, you're going to have a run to his inside. Not too sure who that is.
Well, that is Jack Johnson, just in a different truck.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, he's normally the 35. Looks like he must have forgot to, you know, change his paint scheme for this race. So that's why we got two 51 trucks out on the track. That's the beauty of iRacing, though. That's how easy it is to mix it all up.
I mean, that's not going to make things difficult at all. I mean, everybody's got different paint schemes for Memorial Day, and we've got two of the same cars out there.
Absolutely, and you see Kevin Winker losing another two spots, but up front here, we got Cole Martin kind of losing a spot to Jonathan Byer, who's kind of come back to these guys after kind of letting them go, and 66 got it to the inside of Cole Martin, and Cole kind of shuts the door on the 87 truck here in 1 and 2. These guys are battling hard right now for second, third, fourth, and fifth.
I mean, this is some of the best driving we've seen all season. Bounce back just a little bit further to 8th place. You got Bobby Anderson making up some spots after being involved in an early wreck. So he's up in the top 10, and he's trying to get up there with Matt Johnson, another one of the playoff drivers.
Yeah, he is trying to get as many points as possible. You know, he's on the outside looking into these playoffs, and, you know, if he keeps running these guys down and making time, you know, he could very well get himself the top 5, which would be huge for him heading into Michigan, you know, gaining a ton of points on some of these guys that are behind him.
Yeah, up front battle for second place. Jonathan Byer on the inside of Michael Madden. Jonathan Byer's found something on this track.
Yeah, Jonathan Byer's come alive right now. You know, he might have been saving his stuff early on, which kind of made him look a little bit slower than these guys, but now that this run is, you know, gone a little bit further, that 66 truck is definitely found the pace to, you know, put lap times kind of even with Corey Saucier right now. So, you know, it'd be interesting to see if now the 66 is able to run down this 3 truck.
Corey Saucier still with about a 3-second lead over the entire pack, and so he is just sitting pretty out front, and he's got nothing around him.
Yeah, nothing at all right now. Corey is kind of checked out. But right here, these two are side by side. Then the battle behind them, they're nose to tail. This is Jonathan Byer and Michael Madden. Then you got Cole Martin, Andrew Harris, and then you see the 33 kind of creeping into the picture there. That's Nathan Nixon, Michael's teammate. So obviously these Rev Racing trucks, you know, they've found whatever it was that they were missing early on, because these guys are making their way to the front.
Yeah, it's kind of going back through. Another great race we got going on back towards the back, or actually mid-pack. So Jack Johnson, Mike Mosby side by side.
Yeah, those two boys right there were side by side on the door. Mike Mosby in the 99 truck really making up some time right now. Trying to get a 2-for-1 right here with these two guys. See if we can see.
Oh no!
Oh!
Mike Mosby gets turned.
Flag, Sean.
Yes,
there
we are. There it is.
Man.
And so Mike Mosby turns sideways on the track, hits the wall, and brings out our 4th caution of the evening as we go to another Sandwich Man Racing and Sports Memorabilia Rec Replay.
Yeah, we'll check this out. We saw Mosby had a huge run out of 4. Then it looked like he thought about going 3 wide. Might have, you know, second guessed that. We'll check it out right here. He's riding along on board from behind here. See the run he gets on these 2 trucks in front of him. Looks like here he was trying to think about going 3 wide, bailed out on it, and unfortunately Jack Johnson was to the outside, and those two, you know, make contact, which sends the 30 or the 99 and the second 51 truck spinning, and that is what brought out our yellow flag.
Yeah, it was almost like he tried to go down deep in order to get a 2-for-1, and when he did that, he was going so fast that it pushed him up the track.
Yeah, that was it's kind of one of those things. I think he
we're going to back it up just a
so
little.
focused on those 2 guys in front of him and lost, you know, track of where that truck on his outside was. He tried just kind of following in line, and unfortunately that 51 truck of Jack Johnson was up on his outside by the outside wall, and that's just kind of what caused those 2 to go around.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened there. Was he was trying to make a move and just lost all track of where Jack Johnson was, I think. So, but luckily only 2 trucks involved in that. Now, I will tell you that looks like Bobby Anderson's staying out right now. Hasn't pitted since lap 13, so maybe, just maybe, he's just trying to lead a lap here.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of, you know, what he did at Richmond. Same type of thing about halfway in the race. We kind of had a yellow flag. He stayed out to get that one bonus point, which, ended up paying off big for him to, point his way into the playoffs. So, kind of got to imagine, Bobby Anderson doing the exact same thing we saw at Richmond.
Yeah, and again, he is driving the autism awareness truck out there on the track as well as Team Sadie. So if you remember our Sadie drive, where we raise some money for a little girl named Sadie that's dealing with cancer. So, man, a lot of good causes there on his truck here tonight.
Definitely, and again, man, it's every truck you look at's got a great paint scheme on them. So this is really cool to see. Excited to see what guys have tomorrow night in the Xfinity Series for it, as well as in our Cup Series race later on this week.
Yeah, just kind of going through that top 5 there of their paint schemes, and then we kind of get into some more of these red, white, and blue type paint schemes here as you got Nathan Nixon there with that, and then Evan Scott coming into the pits here with his tribute to his brother. Then Brandon Domain with the red, white, and blue.
1-2 right there.
Yeah, so a lot of drivers getting into the Memorial Day spirit, which is a very, very good thing. There's Matt Johnson as well on that one. So definitely enjoy seeing those types of trucks out there and the patriotism that is here in Speed Racing Network.
Definitely, and now, we're going to have those 3 drivers we were talking about all up front. It's going to be Corey Saucier, Michael Madden, Cole Martin, Andrew Harris going to be the top 4 on this restart. This is going to be wild, Sean. This is good. This can be a good restart right here.
What's really cool about this is these guys are clean enough drivers that all 3 of them, and I'm going to include Andrew Harris in there too because I think he's got the speed to be up there. So does Jonathan Byron. So does Nathan Nixon. So those top 5 guys there, top 5 or 6 guys, they can all race door to door with each other and stay perfectly clean. I can seriously see that happening.
Oh, I'm right there with you. I just hope you didn't throw the old broadcaster's jinx on it, and then we'll
it every
see
week.
Them go off into one, and all 4 of them will wreck one another, and it'll just throw a whole change up to this whole race's outlook. But hey, like you said though, these guys, I do agree with you. They can be door to door, running really, really hard, and it's all fair game, and there's nothing bad about it. It's awesome to watch. It was kind of like we were seeing on that last run. It was happening right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, man, out there in the YouTube chat, we got Filthy 5 Motorsports saying that I randomly met a guy tonight from my town that had watched Speed Racing Network broadcast. Was kind of awesome. So, hey, man, we're getting out to random people now.
Hey, there you go. That's what it's all about. That's why we broadcast it. You just never know who's going to come across it and watch, and you just never know what that could lead to for our league.
Well, we've got some great driving out there tonight here in the Truck Series, and of course we've got the Xfinity Series tomorrow night, and then a special time for the Cup Series on Monday night, not on Sunday night. We are not driving on Sunday night because a lot of our drivers are going to be at the Coca-Cola 600 itself, so they asked us to push it back to Monday, and so we are going to have a special Monday night broadcast of our Cup Series.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun Monday night. It's going to be kind of like Monday Night Football. It's SRN's own little version of it for 1 week, so it'll be kind of cool. Allow guys to be able to go to the Coke 600 or anything else that they could have going on. But right now, I tell you, Corey Saucier is gonna just be focused on getting a good restart here and trying to pull away to that 3-second lead that we saw him have on these guys before this yellow flag came out.
Yeah, and with the restarts that he gets, it wouldn't shock me to see him kind of walk away a little bit here. But now that you got Michael Madden and Cole Martin right there next to you and on your tail, let's see if he can get another big restart.
Yeah, he gets away really well, and Cole Martin's going to have a good restart here. Going to get to the inside of Michael Madden. He's going to almost clear him before they get down into turn 1. So we'll see what Cole Martin has for Corey. See if he can't make a move on Corey, which no driver has done so far. Once Corey's gotten into this lead, like you said, he has just kind of pulled away and kind of been on a cruise mode so far.
I mean, he hasn't pulled away nearly as much as he did that last restart, but now he's starting to. So that entry into that corner, he is just really good on those.
Yeah, he has figured it out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and that's the thing. If if you can, figure it out like Corey has, it makes it that much easier for you. Your truck will do what you want it to do, and it just creates fast lap times, lap after lap. And, it's hard to catch a guy that's, that consistent and that fast, lap in and lap out.
Oh, definitely. And now he's starting to kind of open it up just a little bit as we got a little battle here brewing between Michael Madden and Cole Martin once again.
Yeah, Michael Madden peeking the nose to the inside made Cole kind of have to go up a lane and a half from the bottom. It actually kind of paid off for him. He got a bit of a run off of 4 that time. And again, these guys, they're battling, but if they get side by side, they're just going to see Corey kind of walk away from them. So we'll see what happens here. I got to imagine, man, it's going to be tough to beat that 3 truck tonight, though.
Not really sure what happened, but Cody Madden, it looks like, has left the building. So only one Madden still on the track.
The outside wall.
And that will allow Michael Madden to take that second position away as we jump back just a little bit further as we got a battle going on between Andrew Harris and Jonathan Byer.
Yeah, these two are side by side right now. Behind those two, we were just watching a good battle here for 4th place. Or 5th and 6th place, sorry. Didn't see Nathan Nixon had gotten by these two. Jonathan Byer trying to make that bottom side work, man. He, again, interesting to see him making this pass because that last run, he was kind of letting guys go, saving his stuff, and then later on in the run, he, was coming on really, really strong and able to pass these guys back. So, 66 clears Harris, and now he's going to try to make work and reel in that 33 truck and Nathan Nixon. But look who's right behind these two. It's going to be Brandon Domain in that 20 truck who we saw got involved in that wreck early on, had to use a fast repair, and now he is, up to 7th place already.
Let's jump back because we haven't talked about this guy all night long, but the ultimate underdog back here, Rob Yost, he started off in 26. He's up to 20th position, but he's still got some work to do to get into that top 5 range where he kind of needs to be to give himself a run next week.
Yeah, he's he always likes to do this, Sean. He'll hang out in the back for about the first 3/4 of the race, and then that last 25% of this thing, that's when he tries to get back to the front, gain as many spots as possible. That way he's, out of the wrecking. That usually kind of happens early on like we've seen so far. So, that strategy has paid off, but, it could also bite you in the rear end, so to speak. If this thing goes green the whole way, it's going to be hard for this 92 truck to kind of make up all those spots that he would need to gain those valuable points for him in that playoff race.
Yeah, now moving back up to a couple teammates here, Matt Johnson, Jack Johnson here, both of them in the playoffs. And so they both really, really need some good racing here because they're both technically on the outside looking in right now. So it would be really, really beneficial for them. And also Kyle Wimble right there in front of them as well. So three Jonathan Byer racing drivers back to back to back, and they all need good races.
Man, that is a hornet's nest of trucks right there. You got 6, 7, 8 guys right there. You could throw a blanket on all of them, man. They're 2x2 for about 3-4 rows right here as they head down into 3. This is going to be where we might see our next yellow flag. These guys are racing really, really hard back here for about 7 spots. So this is some good racing here, in the top 10. These guys know it's go time with only 34 laps to go.
And about 6 of these guys are playoff drivers too.
Yeah, so you throw that on top of the fact that, they're 2 lines or 3 rows. It's just that much more pressure on everything and every spot you can grab right here. This is some good hard racing, Sean.
Yes, it is. You know what? Let's go into the hornet's nest here. We'll go on board with Jack Johnson and see what he's seeing.
Yeah, we're riding on board here with the 35 truck. Kind of give you a point of view of, what's happening, in the driver's seat. You can see them. They're 2 wide going down here into turn 1, and it's there's not much room for error. How close these guys are running, and how if one of these guys slips up, Jack Johnson will be right there, either having to check up himself or trying to move to the outside.
So a lot of great driving out there, especially in the mid-pack, where a lot of times that's where we see the most trouble. But these guys are really getting it done here at Charlotte.
Yeah, they definitely are. These guys are, fighting for everything it's worth, especially these playoff guys. And then you throw in the fact that we've got that second-tier playoff sponsored by Flavor Bomb BBQ. So, it's just, playoff racing all over the track, which, throws another excitement level to this thing.
Out there in the YouTube chat, David Duke heard me a little bit earlier when I was talking about the ultimate underdog, Robert Yost, and he says that Yost will be there at the end. So we're going to hold him to his word here, and we'll keep an eye out for that ultimate underdog. But going back up front, Cole Martin has dropped back to 5th place and now down back to 6th place as Andrew Harris catches him.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of damage on that right side from when he hit the wall earlier on in this run when we were following along with the 51 truck. So he's hoping for a yellow flag, or if these guys are gonna have to make green flag pit stops, he's got to use that fast repair because he is losing a ton of time right now on the track in a lot of spots. This is gonna really hurt him. He obviously won last week, but if this thing stays green, he could fall quite a ways back with how many spots he keeps losing here with these laps ticking off.
Yeah, and he's got Matt Johnson coming right up on his tail right now, as well as a few other playoff drivers right behind Matt. So if he does lose a couple of these spots, then he might be in some serious trouble of some people catching up to him or possibly passing him on the leaderboard.
Yeah, he definitely does. And really, really close, tight right there. Matt Johnson able to clear him off of turn 4. Man, the 61 truck trying to move back up to the front. He's trying to make himself get into this top 5, going into Michigan. Kyle Wimble to the inside of Cole Martin. Cole Martin, man, he is losing all kinds of spots right now. He needs a yellow flag or something to be able to use that fast repair.
Yeah, he has fallen all the way back to 9th place, which a lot of people say, hey, well, that's still a top 10, but this is Cole Martin we're talking about. He's got 6 wins on the season. He is not used to being in 9th place.
Yeah, this is unknown territory, so to speak, for him. He is usually up here where we see these two guys right now. Top 5s is kind of where we've seen Cole Martin with, Corey Saucier and Michael Madden all season long. And I tell you what, 33, getting a little out of shape.
Good save by the 33 of Nathan Nixon.
Good save, says the field is right. Nathan Nixon able to keep it off the outside wall as well at a turn 2. So he's, not going to lose too much time and doesn't add any other damage to that truck. So great save by the 33. Collects it up, and he's only, falling back here to 5th place right now as Andrew Harris is looking to his inside as they head down into turn 1.
He gets it gathered back up, and now we've got another blanket of people back here. So 5 drivers here, all within about a 1/10 of a second of each other.
Yeah, this is, again, another little hornet's nest.
Lots of Hornets out there, man.
Yeah, it is an unsettling feeling, especially when you got that blue banner like some of these guys have, which means you're in the playoffs. So you never want to be the yellow flag if you're a playoff driver.
Oh, and there goes Andrew Harris.
Oh, and here it happens.
That was
right
Brandon Domain.
Cole Martin.
Yeah, that was Brandon Domain that kind of got into him a little bit, I believe.
Wow.
Big yellow flag there, and Andrew Harris, one of the top contenders here tonight. He is definitely going to have to use that fast repair now.
Yeah, that all happened really, really quick as that group went into turn 1. We'll check it out, though, with another Sandwich Man Sports Memorabilia Rec replay. We'll see what happened to that 87 truck of Bronco Motorsports.
It's the 20 of Brandon Domain that's on his inside, and we'll see it from this view, and then we'll try to see it from some others as well. But it just, I don't know what really happened there.
Kind of seemed, the 20 truck was definitely to his inside. Kind of seemed like the 87 didn't realize he was down there and, kind of just doored him as they went through the last section of the quad oval heading down into turn 1. Brandon's there holding his line. You can see it. And 87 just kind of comes down a little bit. They make contact, and that's what sends that 87 truck around. And tell you what, Cole Martin was very, very close to being involved in that wreck as well.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to diamond that corner and maybe just didn't even realize that he was down there.
Yeah, that was very, very close to being an even bigger wreck. Shocked only one truck was involved, but Brandon Harris did a really good job of locking the truck down, keeping it from coming back up the track. We'll see who comes out in the lead. We got everyone on pit lane now, as expected.
Yeah, and this could potentially be the last pit stop of the race here with only 25 to go.
Yeah, it definitely very well could be. These guys are not going to want to give up that track position, especially if you're these playoff drivers. It's too valuable right now for those guys. So this is probably the money stop. Make sure you hit your box, get out of your box as fast as possible. Make sure you don't speed. That would just kind of ruin your night. You got a guy that looks like he stayed out again in the 54 of Jason Kratky.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough call for him because on 21-lap old tires, he is going to have to get a great restart in order to fend off these guys. But and again, this could possibly be a thing where he's just coming back around and pitting a little bit later. We'll find out here shortly. But Corey Saucier gets out in front of everybody on that pit stop, besides Kratky, who stayed out there on the track.
Definitely, and maybe he's just trying to lead a lap for the second tier points. Maybe he'll come down this time. We will see though as they're about to come down past pit lane. So, and sure enough, it does look like the 54 truck going to come down pit lane this time. Also wonder maybe he could have been the lucky dog. Don't know if he was a lap down at that point when the yellow came out or something like that. So we'll see. Obviously, he's coming down pit lane right now though.
Yeah, and we'll check and see if we've got a little bit of time here, because I'd love to get Matt Johnson in the booth here with us, but yeah, we still got some time. So let's see if I can't grab him. Hey, Matt Johnson, this is Sean and Jake up in the booth. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, bud, how are you doing?
Man, doing good. Putting together a little bit of a run here, and definitely a run that's needed as you're a little bit outside the points right now. You think you got a shot not only at this race, but to make it into next round?
I think so. I think the truck's in good shape. Yeah, I think I've got a shot at it. I think out here the dirty air's playing a big part. I got some damage, went to the rear. I'm back up here in the top 6. My goal today is to bring this thing home with a good finish. I don't know if you got it on air last week at COTA. I cut the final corner coming to the checkered flag, and it dropped me from 6 to 12, something like that. And that really hurt me there.
Oh yeah, definitely that hurts. But if we know the way you race, you're always right there when it actually counts.
Name of the game, you got to be there to finish, man. That's kind of how it goes.
All right, buddy. Well, we're going to let you get right back to it, but keep it up, and hopefully we'll see you at the finish line.
10-4, man. See you later, man.
All right, buddy.
There you have it, Sean. One of those guys on the outside of the cut. He's running 6th place right now, so he knows what's at stake for himself. So, Matt Johnson, I guarantee you, he does not want to finish 6th. He wants to gain, a couple more spots, maybe go up there and try to grab this win. That would be huge for a guy like Matt Johnson, who's on the outside of that line, trying to get into it. That way, going into Michigan, you can, kind of hold your own destiny, so to speak, with being in control of what happens for you for points-wise. So, well, there's a couple guys that are in that same scenario right here around Matt Johnson as well. So this is, it's going to be about a 22-lap run to the finish. So this is going to be a good little, obviously, unless we get a yellow flag, this could be a good little run here to the end.
Something that I'm noticing here is, again, we've talked about it a little bit earlier, but something that we have not said all season long, but Michael Madden is the hard charger right now. He is up 14 spots. Nobody else is up more spots than Michael Madden. Usually he's not far enough in the pack to even be qualified for a hard charger award, but here he is up here in 2nd place doing what he does best.
Definitely, and that was the thing, we spoke earlier on in the race. We were shocked to see him in, I believe it was like 13th or 12th spot. Sure enough, he figures it out. Now he's up here in 2nd place with 22 laps to go this time by, trying to get the win, trying to battle Corey Saucier for that, victory here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But I tell you what, this 3 truck is going to be tough again on these restarts, especially when he, is in control of when they all go. It's interesting there. Michael Madden was a little bit ahead of him, but really going to hurt him on that restart because he didn't really have a good gauge of when he's going to go. And Corey Saucier already up to almost half a second lead as they head into turn 1.
Oh yeah, Michael Madden just got a little jumpy there, and because of that, he had to back off and let Corey Saucier go by, and Corey got that huge run. So, but we'll see if Michael Madden or Jonathan Byer or Kyle Wimble can track him down.
And you got Cole Martin now, who used a fast repair. He's got that clean truck now, so we'll see what Cole can do. Obviously, all season long, we know what kind of speed he has. So,
oh no!
Oh, and Nathan Nixon's gonna get tagged from behind, and he's gonna go sliding through the grass, but no yellow flag, Sean. So
Yeah,
they
but
can still.
he's going to be in the pits, though, and that's going to cost him.
Man, oh man, not what you want to see if you're the 33 truck, but so far, we're still green flag racing, and the top 5 right here, kind of pulled away a little bit.
And 4 of these top 5 are playoff drivers, and actually 8 of the top 10 are playoff drivers. And so this playoff just got even hotter.
Yeah, Michael Mann right now under attack from Jonathan Byard, trying to look to the inside. Jonathan had a checkup big right there, else those two would have made contact. So this is getting really racy here. We're going to be coming to 19 laps to go. Now Jonathan Byard's got his teammate right behind him, Kyle Wimble, who lets off to give him room, but he lets off, and here comes Cole Martin with a big run, trying to make that outside work as they head through 3 and 4.
Yeah, now we've seen in prior weeks how Jonathan Byard Racing sometimes gets into each other when they're this close racing, and that's going to happen when you got 4 drivers, 5 drivers that are all really, really good, all bunched up together. So they got to be cautious not to wreck each other.
Definitely, and you see Cole getting a little bit of run here on the 91. Going to try to look to the inside. The 91's going to run him down to the white line. Oh, it's going to get close here through 3 and 4. Nathan Nixon blinking a little bit right there in front of Jonathan Byard. That's never a sight you want to see when you're one of these guys battling up here in the top 5.
Yeah, Nathan Nixon still trying to stay on pace here, even though now he's a lap down as Corey Saucier passed him as he was coming around. So Corey Saucier now with a half-second lead over Michael Madden.
Yeah, Corey Saucier right now is just trying to hope these laps click off, very, very quickly, and that lead continues to grow, which, little by little it continues to do. So Corey Saucier right now, he's been up front quite a bit. We got some battle back here for 9th and 10th place between Bobby Anderson and Jack Johnson here, 2 playoff drivers, battling for that 9th place. And then you got Brandon Domain right in front of Bobby Anderson. Looks like that 18 truck going to get a really, really good run through 1 and 2.
And while they're battling up here, Cole Martin and Kyle Wimble are battling up front.
Yeah, these 2 are going at it right here for 4th and 5th place, and that's allowed Matt Johnson to get up here and battle with them too. He's going to get a huge run on these 2 guys with how the draft works in the truck series. So these 2 guys are going at it. Cole's going to clear him out of turn 2, though, it looks like, and now Cole's going to try to run down this 66 truck of Jonathan Byard for 3rd place.
And this is the closest anybody's been to Corey Saucier after a few laps, is Michael Madden is only 0.4 of a second behind. And so we might end up with a pretty decent race here. That is not a huge gap overall.
No, it's definitely not. And, it kind of makes you wonder, we saw Corey jump out to a really big lead. Was he using his stuff up, then to be able to grow that lead? And now is he just kind of conserving it that way if, Michael Mann does drive up to him? Corey hasn't used too much of his stuff. That way he can, push a little bit harder. That way he can pull away from Michael Mann. So, right now, though, it's kind of holding steady at half a second here. So this is going to be something to watch here as these, final laps continue to click off.
Yeah, moving back just a little bit, Kyle Wimble still working on Cole Martin here, right on the bumper.
Yeah, and that's just, you get around a guy and, at Charlotte, that draft in the truck series, like I was just saying, it's just a huge thing down these straightaways. It kind of can pull you back up to the guy and give you a run on him, even though you just got passed by him in the previous corner. And, it's kind of what we're seeing here with this 51 truck and the 91. If they would stop battling one another, they'd be a little bit quicker and be able to run down these leaders possibly. And you see Cole Martin now kind of pull away from Kyle Wimble. So, it might have been just that little bit of draft helping the 91 stay with them. But these 2 guys still got to get around this 66 truck to, march their way up front.
Doing a quick little check-in back here of Rob Yost, the ultimate underdog. He is up in 17th now. Actually just got passed for 18th. And he's off pace a little bit now. So he's got to get caught back up here and try to get at least a top 15 finish.
It kind of looked like he bailed out of that going into turn 3. Didn't like what he saw out the front windshield at all, and kind of just gave himself some space that way in case those guys got into each other. He was able to avoid that wreck. But I tell you what, the 51 and 91 are battling it out here for 4th and 5th place right now.
Yes, they are, but now we got some side-by-side action back here with James Kerr and Taylor Smith. Taylor in that 24, he's up on the high side. You got James Kerr there on the bottom side in the 75.
And these two guys trying to, get a top 15, top 10 maybe if they continue to move forward. And these two guys battling hard. I believe these two were involved in that very first yellow flag. That was the 75 car that we saw kind of flipping down the back stretch. I think Taylor Smith got a little bit of that accident down, after it was kind of phased out, but he was still involved in that accident. So these guys have rebounded nicely here.
Yeah, Taylor Smith, one of probably our most improved driver in last season's league, and he's kind of had a bad season this season, but good to see him back out there, still roughing, or still getting around the track in a top 15 finish.
Definitely, and I tell you what, Jonathan Byer right now is running down Michael Madden, and in effect, he is actually running down Corey Saucier right now. The 66 is about 3 to 4 tenths a lap faster than the two in front of him. So this thing goes green, man. This could be interesting to see what Jonathan Byer is able to do here.
Yep, 9 laps to go here at Charlotte, as we've had a really, really good, quick race.
This has flown by. It felt like we were on lap 10. Now all of a sudden we only got 10 to go.
And Jonathan Byer is going to get to the inside of Michael Madden. And let's see if he can make some quick work of Michael Madden and move forward to Corey Saucier. And he does. He just gets right by him.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome to see if Jonathan Byer is able to run down Corey Saucier, what he's able to do once he gets to him. Cole Martin right now under attack from Jonathan Byer's teammate. Going to get a huge push down the front stretch as they go into the inside of the lap down truck of Nathan Nixon. 51 and 91 are trying to follow the footsteps of Jonathan Byer to get back up to the front to see if they can't grab, a few more
Andrew Harris in the wall.
Oh, these two guys are getting close. Cole Martin able to get a... There we go. These guys are battling it right there. You saw them give and take right there. The 91 got into the 51, gave him some room to save it. Michael Mann kind of went up the track to give them both room, and these guys are battling right now, Sean.
Yeah, great racing there, but we're about to see a race up front as Corey Saucier is getting caught by Jonathan Byer. Jonathan just getting faster and faster.
Yeah, it's not a matter of if it happens, it's a matter of when. Jonathan Byer right now is 3 tenths a lap faster than the leader. He's going to be there in about a lap and a half, if not sooner, now that he's going to be even closer to Corey. He is, again, 3 tenths faster than Saucier. So Jonathan Byer right now, man, if this thing stays green, the 66 truck, we pointed out those team standings, had the goose egg in the win column for JBR, and they could be looking for their first win on the year, Sean.
Yeah, and what a way to get it here in the playoffs. But still, Kyle Wimble and Cole Martin still going at it back here for 3rd and 4th. But the battle is about to be up front.
It definitely is. And I tell you, if the 6 and the 3 start battling, or the 66 and the 3 start battling side by side, the 51 and 91 are just going to close up to them even quicker. So that's, this thing could go from a 2-truck race to a 4-truck race in a matter of about a lap if these guys start battling side by side like we see they are through turns 3 and 4. But I think Jonathan's going to get the run on the inside as they head down the front stretch, cross the line here. It's going to be 4 laps to go here at the Queen City 125. We're going to see a great ending to this race, I believe.
Oh, I guarantee you Corey Saucier wants those 3 bonus points for winning this race, and he's already got the bonus point for leading the most laps. So, man, he would love to get max points out of this race, but Jonathan Byer trying to play spoiler here.
Yeah, Jonathan Byer definitely is. He's going to try to clear him here. This is going to be huge for him to try to pull away from Corey, and he does. He's going to put half a truck length in between them. Now Corey's just got to kind of maintain P2 because 3rd and 4th are running him down now too as well with only 3 laps to go. But we'll see if Saucier can't try to get back to the inside or outside of Jonathan Byer as they both kind of clip the apron through 1 and 2. And don't look now, but the 51 and 91 are just getting even more closer. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah, this is some great final 10 laps of the race. Now they're starting to spread out just a hair. We'll see if we get any action here in the next 3 laps. But Jonathan Byer bringing it home, 2 laps to go.
Yeah, 2 laps to go, and I tell you what, he just wants to come around and see that white flag. That is what that 66 truck wants to see. And he'll be 1 lap away from his first win in Speed Racing Network, as well as the first win for his own team. And looks like the 51 is going to try to make a move here on the 3 truck for P2. It doesn't go to the inside. Going to try to make the outside work. That's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to get the run on him. Cole Martin trying to make that outside work. Going to get 1 lap to try to run down Jonathan Byer, but I think it's just too big of a gap right now, Sean.
Yeah, Jonathan Byer takes the white flag, and here we go. So 0.3 of a second, 0.4 of a second actually for Cole Martin to try to catch Jonathan Byer. Oh, and he's cut off a 1/10 of a second already.
Yeah, I just think it's too little too late. Going to try everything, use up every inch, but Jonathan Byer has got this thing made right now. He just needs to have a clean 3 and 4, and it's going to be his first win, but Cole Martin making a surge right here through 3 and 4. Oh, Jonathan Byer's out of fuel, Sean.
Oh, my
Cole Martin is going to steal this race.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. What a heartbreak for Jonathan Byer Racing.
Oh, my gosh. Have you ever, Sean Griffith?
And Cole Martin is going to get his 7th win of the season with Jonathan Byer running out of fuel.
Wow. I mean, that is heartbreak for the 66 truck, Sean.
Oh, you know what? We're going to go back. We're going to go on board here with Jonathan Byer on this last lap. So he just crosses the start-finish line for the white flag. And if you just keep an eye on his gauges,
wow.
If we're hearing this correctly, he is going to run out of fuel coming into this corner.
Yep, there it is. It's sputtering. It's running out. And this is where it just completely dies through the center right here. And you'll see the 51 truck come flying by. And, oh, ever so close. And then he gets tagged from behind, I believe by his teammate Kyle Wimble, unfortunately. And able to save it to cross the line. But, man, Sean, that was a few hundred yards away from the first win. And now Cole Martin able to steal the victory here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
And he's going to burn it down.
Truck.
He's going to burn it down with his teammate Michael York from Royal Smith Racing. And so team owner Jake Rowell, what are you thinking right now?
I tell you what, I mean, that's why you put these 2 in the trucks. I mean, it wasn't the prettiest one, kind of snuck it away, but I mean, at that point, you know, it's a race to the finish, and Cole Martin was able to get around Saucier to, you know, get himself in that position. And it was nothing I would have imagined to happen was, you know, Jonathan Byer not having enough fuel. He must not have filled the truck up all the way, that last yellow, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was only a 25-lap run. Yeah, kind of strange to see that. But Cole Martin gets his 7th win of the season, and Jonathan Byer, just heartbreak. He is going to finish in 8th position after leading those final few laps.
Absolutely. I feel for him right now because you think of Dover, Sean, he was leading that with, you know, 4 or 5 laps to go and got past in the lead. Man, I mean, it is his day. For Jonathan Byer and JBR, they are going to have their day one day soon. I mean, they had a lot of speed, obviously, and if it wasn't for fuel, this would be a whole nother story right now with that 66 truck.
Man, what a great race. A lot of green flags going on there. But to finish it off here, so Cole Martin takes the win after a last-second pass. Corey Saucier takes 2nd. Kyle Wimble takes 3rd. Michael Madden moves up 12 positions to take 4th place away. And then Matt Johnson in 5th place for Jonathan Byer Racing.
Definitely. And 6th place is going to be Andrew Harris. Nice recovery after that spin. Brandon Domain, another guy that we saw involved in an accident early on, able to come home 7th. Jonathan Byer, unfortunately, coming home 8th place after seeing the checkered flag in the flagman's hand. 9th place is going to be his teammate Jack Johnson in that 35 truck. And rounding out the top 10, it's going to be that 18 truck of Bobby Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, what a phenomenal race. And again, 8 out of those 10 top 10 drivers are going to be playoff drivers. The other playoff drivers of note here, so Robert Yost ended up in 14th position. So great run by him. Mueller. Josh Mueller ends up in 23rd, and then Byron MacDonald did eventually log in. Only got about 21 laps on the truck, so he's going to finish in 29th, and so he's going to have a big struggle going into Michigan.
Yeah, that's going to be a very big uphill battle for Byron MacDonald. It's going to be tough. It's not what you want to see for one of our playoff guys. You never know what could have been happening. So Byron MacDonald is going to have that, Game 7 atmosphere running into Michigan International Speedway next week. So, but what a race, man. That was, absolutely fantastic. That ending, those guys running down Saucier with 10, 15 laps to go, that was absolutely crazy.
Wow. So let's get some interviews going here. Let's get Kyle Wimble up here now. Keep in mind that Kyle was up in the 11th playoff position coming into this race, and with a third place finish here tonight will be really huge for him. So, hey, Kyle, Sean, and Jake up in the booth. How's it going, buddy?
What's going on, guys?
Man, just doing fantastic. What a great race out there. And, you improved your position. You started off in 14th, and you ended up with a podium finish. How was that race for you tonight?
Man, first of all, shout out to Jonathan. He drove the wheels off that truck. He deserves to be up here more than me. Just some unfortunate luck there, but he had a great run tonight. But we just tried to stay out of trouble, pit when we needed to pit. And I knew I needed a good finish, only being 11 points out. I just needed a good top 5, and I stuck it in there somehow. So.
Definitely, Kyle. It's the run you needed to have. Obviously, after COTA, you found yourself towards the bottom of the playoff standings. Now you come home P3. I gotta ask. Now I got to imagine. We haven't done the math yet, but you got to be that much closer to being in that top 5. How do you feel heading into Michigan International Speedway next week?
I feel like JBR needs one win before the season ends. We're trying. So. Any one of us are there. I feel good going into Michigan. I like that track. We should be quick, stay out of trouble, and keep it in the top 10. Hopefully, we can stick it inside the top 5. That'd be great.
Well, man, what do you see as far as not just yourself, but your other 2 teammates that are still in the playoffs? As far as what are your chances going in to Michigan? How do you like the track?
I feel like we all have speed. We're all consistent. We're all there. The standings show for themselves. 0 wins. We're still right there in second. So I feel like we're all putting in the time, putting in the work, and any one of us it could be us any week.
Well, man, great job out there tonight. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out for Memorial Day weekend, my old unit, 101st Airborne, 1st 320th Field Artillery. Those guys working hard out there. And everybody have a safe Memorial weekend, and that's it.
All right, buddy. Well, we appreciate you. We appreciate your service, and definitely have a great weekend, and we will see you next week in Michigan.
Appreciate y'all, guys. Hope to talk to you next week.
All right.
Sounds good, buddy. Congrats on P3, man.
Thanks.
All right, well, let's see if we can't get Corey Saucier up here, and again, another great drive by him to be up here in this second place finish. So, hey, Corey, Sean, and Jake up in the booth. How's it going, man?
Not too bad. Wish we could have snuck out the one there, but is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, that was going to be my first question. You had the lead there for a long time, led the most laps of the race by far. And did you just run out of tire?
Yeah, I think a little bit. I really started to push once I saw buyers get around Madden. I think at that point I kind of realized those guys back there were starting to save a little bit more than I was. But it's tough when you're in the lead. You really got to set the pace for the field. And I figured at that point we just got to go. And if we have tires at the end, great. If not, hopefully we can salvage something. So I guess I can't be overly disappointed, but it can be a little frustrating when you feel like you dominate a race like that and don't get the win to show it.
Definitely, man. I feel that pain you have right there, and you didn't come home with the win, obviously, but you get P2. Gonna set yourself up for not having to do too much next week at Michigan International Speedway. But I gotta ask, first off, how do you feel about your chances going into MIS? as well as do you start to kind of almost look into the future a little bit to Texas, knowing you're not going to need that good of a run at MIS, or kind of just give the fans at home kind of a little bit of insight as someone like yourself that's up in the top of the points.
So at least for me, I'm not one to kind of look ahead too far into the future. Michigan's the next race that's going to be the focus. I definitely won't be pushing issues and won't be trying to stick my nose in places where it doesn't belong. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go out there and just ride around for fun. I'm still going for that win as long as I feel like I got the pace. But at the end of the day, I just want to have another good finish. At least, I kind of strive for myself to be at least, no less than top 10. So if I can wind up with that, then I'll have a happy day. And then when that race is over, then we focus on Texas.
Well, man, it's just been an incredible season for you. Definitely always towards the front, starting off, especially. So I think you're the only driver that has a top 5 average starting position. So how important are those starts to you? We saw a lot of big restarts tonight.
Yeah, I feel like I got pretty good control on the restarts. It's I'll admit it's a little bit easier when you are the leader and you can be the one to go and everybody else has to kind of follow. But at the same time, this is a track that clean air is king. So I just felt like the sooner we can get out front, the better off we'll be. On the longer runs, and so yeah.
All right, man. Is there anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go here tonight?
Yeah, I gotta hit up my usual suspects. Guiding Graphics, guidinggraphics.net. Can't thank him enough, as well as Flavor Bomb and David Duke at R&D and all those guys and my teammates. We put a lot of work into this one. We got Bobby fighting for a spot as well, trying to get himself into the top 5s, and Rob as well on SRN. So we had a good week of practice, and let's go get him on this last race, and maybe we can sneak somebody in.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on another great race here tonight, and we'll see you next week in Michigan.
I appreciate it.
All right. Well, now for another win here. I think Cole Martin's probably getting sick of talking to us at this point, but let's bring him up into the booth here anyway. Cole Martin, win number 7 of the season, and you couldn't have done it in a more dramatic fashion.
Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have won that race. I was one of the slowest out of the top 5, so that sucks for Jonathan, but I mean, I'll take it.
No, definitely. I mean, I never look past a win ever. But what did you see out there tonight? That I'm going to say that you were struggling, even though you were basically in the top 10 all night long. But what was it out there that was a little bit different tonight?
Yeah, it was just tight and trying to enter into the corner and carry the momentum through it. It's just I couldn't figure it out for some reason. I know R-Star and helped me practice all week, and I couldn't get it down. So I tried to figure it out during the race. I tried to save my tires more, and it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, we were watching you and Kyle Wimble going at it. As you're running down Corey Saucier and Jonathan Byron, you got around Corey Saucier coming to the white flag, and I thought maybe you would have a chance just knowing the draft and what that pole can do to you. But what was going through your head as you entered into turn 3 and you saw the troubles the 66 was having? Not the way obviously we've seen you win all season long. Usually you're up front, kind of in control of these races. So what was just going through your mind at that point, Cole?
Honestly, I almost hit the wall coming off 2. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to take it easy and take second place. I don't need to drop anymore. And then I saw Jonathan go a little higher and start wiggling. So I'm like, all right, I guess I didn't know what was going on because I was just taking it all in, and then I was past him.
Hey, that's all it takes. And I know you got a new team this week, kind of a new attitude this week. How has Royal Smith Racing helped you this week?
It's been great. We've practiced every single day of the week. Great team communication, atmosphere around R-Star is great. I can't wait to do this journey more.
Well, man, is there anybody you'd like to thank here tonight before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to thank RSR and all they do, all the team members, all what they have to help me this week. I'd like to thank new sponsor Arby's, Jake's favorite fast food restaurant, beef and
Absolutely.
cheddar. So
He's
I'd like to
absolutely lying to you right now, Sean. You have absolutely no idea.
I'd like to thank them, best fast food restaurant out there, and thank you all for broadcasting. And that's about it.
All right, buddy. Well, have a great night tonight. Congratulations on another great finish, number 7 of the season. And a couple more races to go here, man. Let's see if you can finish it off.
Yep, hopefully.
All right, buddy. Well, have a great night.
Thanks, guys.
Jake, that was a really, really fun race to watch.
I'm gonna be honest, Sean. I've been in Speed Racing Network MSN for this is the second season. Take away the fact that Cole's now on my team. I mean, that was absolutely one of the most exciting races I think we've ever had. Just the drama from like 15 laps to go of guys running down the leaders, faster lap times with fresher or better tires, and then the drama on the final lap. That was, edge of the seat action from about 15 laps to go.
That was just absolutely some of the most fun we've had all season long. But man, next week is going to be the week because we've got a lot of drivers that are just floating around that cut line. And you saw tonight, some people are moving up, some people are moving down. That it just really mixed things up. But we're headed to your old stomping grounds, Michigan International Speedway.
Oh yeah, there's not. I love this place. Worked there for quite a few years. When I was in college at Michigan State, it's a great track in itself. It produces awesome racing in all 3 series. The trucks are absolute blast. So make sure you check us out next Wednesday, June 2nd, 9:30 p.m. Central, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the third round or the third week of round 2. It's going to be the Great Lakes 125, and Sean, it is going to be a cut week. And can you imagine if someone has the same, issue that Jonathan Byer has on the final lap where that could, possibly kick them out of the top 5. I mean, there's opportunity for a ton of drama all race long.
Oh, definitely. And Michigan is just that type of track where you can have that drama and there's plenty of room to have it. But we've got another race tomorrow night, playoffs round of 10, week 2 for the Xfinity Series as we're heading right back here to Charlotte Motor Speedway. And we're going to try to get another great race out of the Xfinity Series.
Oh, I think tomorrow night's going to be an absolute blast of a race as well. You're going to see kind of the both of the lanes work. I practiced with the Roel Smith Racing Xfinity guys. This week so far, the setup is pretty tricky. It's pretty loose early on, and then it kind of tightens up like you would expect. But there's going to be a lot of action. Again, this is just going to be the same type of atmosphere we saw tonight, where guys are trying to set themselves up to be able to go into Michigan, and not have to worry too much or try to, gain some more points. So make sure you check us out tomorrow night on our YouTube or Facebook tomorrow, Thursday, May 27th, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Well, man, everybody come on back and watch that race because I guarantee you it is going to be just as exciting as tonight was. But thank you, Jake, again for being here tonight. Really a lot of fun broadcasting with you every single week and a lot of fun having all these viewers out there as well. So we appreciate all of you also. So for everyone here at Speed Racing Network, for myself, for Jake Roel, for Jason Tripp, and everyone else, please have a very, very safe Memorial Day weekend. Have a lot of fun with that. Come back and see us. And as always, go faster.